now be seen in Mel's new movie, Hacksaw Ridge. Please welcome Luke Bracey. All right, welcome to the show.
G'day, thanks for having me.
Nice to see you. Another Australian.
Too many of us.
Interesting.
Like a plague.
Interesting. He was raised in Australia. You're Australian. Andrew Garfield is British. You're all playing Americans. You understand Donald Trump has a point, right? You people are coming to take our jobs, and he's going to build a wall on the Great Barrier Reef and make Australia pay for it.
I don't know if we got enough money.
So what part do you play in the movie?
I play a bloke called Smitty Riker from Brooklyn, and he's a bit of a tough guy, actually, but he doesn't quite trust Desmond at the start, doesn't quite trust who he is, but
because Desmond won't even touch a gun.
No, he won't touch a gun. He's a very interesting guy, and I just don't think anyone really believes he is actually who he says he is. He just does amazing stuff, and he's got this amazing way of being, this amazing character, and so eventually I kind of get to know him a bit better through everything he does. We run into each other on the battlefield. We have some really beautiful moments in the foxhole.
Well, we have a clip here that I believe it says during the Battle of Hacksaw Ridge, you guys have already seen action, and you're stuck in a foxhole together, and you're coming to a realization about what he's doing for the other members of the troop.
After what we just been through, any sane man would be screaming for a weapon.
Well, I never claimed to be sane. My daddy's a drunk. He fought it for years, but it kind of got a hold of him hard and made him mean.
At least you knew him. Mine could have been any one of 10 guys, and none of them are worth a damn, so.
So your mama raised you?
I knew her, but she gave me to an orphanage when I was 5. Never saw her again. I learned how to hate quick. Learned how to judge people quicker, and I got you very wrong.
That's a particularly significant moment in the movie because you're the heavy, really, up until this point.
Yeah, I'm kind of the counterweight to Desmond in that way.
You actually beat a man with a Bible.
I take his Bible and maybe beat him with the back of my hand.
You beat a man with a Bible in this movie. Was it a stunt Bible or was it an actual Bible?
No, that Bible did all its own stunts.
Really? That's very nice. Now, what's it like to be directed by this guy?
It's one of the most enjoyable experiences I've ever had.
And if he wasn't sitting here, you would say what?
I would say he's... Yeah. I would say,
how does he direct you? How does he direct you? Does he just say, just do it like I would have done it?
No, there's a bit in between there. Sometimes he'll come up between takes and you think he's going to give you a poignant piece of direction, just tell you a joke or something like that. And sometimes you'll come to work and he'll sit up there and be like, just be Steve McQueen. You're like, oh, okay, mate. I think...
Be Steve McQueen?
Does he think I can do that? Maybe I can. All right, I'm gonna go try. And so yeah, he kind of gives you this confidence in a way, and he's got a lot of trust. He's very collaborative in that way. He's just a fun guy to be around as well.
Do you give advice to these guys off the stage, like how to be a star? Because that's a hard part of the job.
None of that stuff. I say you're crazy what you're getting yourself into. You can't put the toothpaste back in the tube. Go away, leave. Be a cook, be a chef, be a photojournalist, anything.
Is that what you wanted to be?
Yeah.
A chef or a photojournalist? Wow. Wow. Now, I understand that doing this, you guys shot this in Australia, right?
Yeah.
Okay. And that your dad was on set a lot.
He came for 2 days, yeah. He came for a couple of important kind of scenes like that. Mum and Dad have come to set a couple of times on a couple of films I've done. But yeah, he's getting a bit comfortable on set, Dad. Knows exactly where the coffee and the treats are.
But he got work out of this, right? I understand that he actually got a beer commercial.
No, it's actually my really good friends. They make a beer. They started their own beer company, and there's one beer that they've got called an Australian ale. And my dad is pretty stereotypically Australian. He kind of swims our beach every single morning, a mile, and sits on the beach with his newspaper and his swimming costumes. And my friends just go, we've got this idea for an ad and we just can't think of anyone else but your old man. Would you mind doing it? I'm like, yeah, I think he'd be a bit too happy to do it.
We have a clip here of the beer commercial that your dad is in, yes. We have the beer commercial right here.
Do it. Give us a beer, will you, son? Oh, not this crap. Give us a fair dinkum beer. Give us a Norman.
Oh, he's gone for a Norman. What a refreshing change of pace. And oh, that's not his end.
So, now that he's been on TV, does he give you any tips on how to act?
Well, it was funny after he finished that day, and it was just basically him sitting on the beach drinking beers with my mates. He kind of goes, "This is pretty easy, mate. I could do this." Thanks, Dad. I think it's kind of hard.
Now, I understand that Desmond Doss lived to be in 2006, right?
2006, he was 87.
87 years old. Did either of you get a chance to meet any of the men who actually fought on Hacksaw Ridge?
Both did. Tell him.
Yeah, we both did. We were down in New Orleans a couple of days ago, last week, and we were screening the movie at the World War II Museum. And actually, we were lucky enough to meet this bloke called Ray Aitken, who just happened to be Drew Brees' grandfather, the quarterback of the Saints.
Yeah, sure.
And he fought on Hacksaw Ridge. And these guys came in, they're in wheelchairs, and they were very kind of moved by the movie. And then after the film, we had a small reception, and these guys were getting out of their chairs. They were ready to go. And Ray comes up to me, he goes, "I was a mean son of a gun back in the day. You want to play Mercy?" And I went, "Oh, okay." And he started playing Mercy with me. He almost broke my hands.
You played Mercy with a 91-year-old man?
He played with me. This guy was on Hacksaw Ridge.
Did you go easy on him?
He went hard on me. There was no going easy. This guy was beating me. He was 92 years old. He told me how he used to be able to rip people's throats out. And he had his hand around my neck, just rip it out from the Adam's apple.
I was standing right there. No kidding. He was in a wheelchair. And he got, "Let me out of this chair." And I'm saying, "You're an imposter." And he went for him like this. It was funny.
Greatest generation for a reason, I suppose.
Absolutely. But you know what? This guy, he came in, he wept. He was very moved by it. And when it was over, it was like he was a kid again. So, and he told us himself it was cathartic, but therapeutic.
Yeah, he told us that's what it was like out there. And
Yeah.
it's a harrowing film, so to hear someone who was there say that that's what it's like, it's
He said you got it right.
Yeah.
Well, thank you so much for being here.
Thanks for having
Luke,
me.
lovely to meet you.
Hey.
Mel, nice to meet you too. Thank you so much for being here. Hacksaw Ridge opens nationwide this Friday. Mel Gibson and Luke Bracey, everybody. We'll be right back with a performance by Tegan and Sarah. Stick around.